I'm pleased to welcome a friend of mine, Sonny Von Cleveland, here to the show. We've seen him here to talk about Frisky Business, your cat cafe. You're a photographer here in town, but you are now about to publish your biography. Indeed. And it's a pretty significant story. And I didn't know all of your backstory. And I think when people hear it, they're going to be impressed and maybe inspired because you've overcome some significant difficulties in your life. Talk a little bit about that, Sonny.
Yeah. I grew up in some pretty abusive conditions, and it led me into a life of searching for validation and protection in the outside world. And so I was a convicted felon when I was 7 years old. I was charged in 1988 for a felony. And it was such a shock to me. Looking back at it now, I'm like, how do you charge a 7-year-old with a felony? But the problem was I was being abused in the background. And when I caught this felony and I got put on 60 days probation, the abusers went away. And so in my young mind, I was, okay, if I get into trouble, they'll go away and everything's fine. And so I continued on that path.
So that really kind of incentivized you finding more trouble.
Right. Well, I fell in love with the attention from the police because these were men that didn't want to hurt me. They were trying to, discipline me and teach me to be a better kid. And, the attention was all on me in the courtrooms and I felt safe.
You spent a fairly long time behind bars.
Yeah. When I was 16 years old, the judge wanted to make an example of me and sent me to prison. And I ended up doing 18 years over the next 20 years in prison. And the first time I went was really bad. It was a really bad time. I was 16. I was very influential. I was victimized very badly the first week I was there, and that led into a life of violence and gang affiliation as a source of protection and safety, which ended up leading me to becoming the monster that I was trying to save myself from. And then it was a Muslim man in 2008 in solitary confinement who yelled across the hall, "Hey, white boy, come talk to me." And over 19 months, the guy changed my life, and he helped me to learn mindset and self-mastery, and it put me on a different path.
A very different path. And now you're working with young people to try to prevent them from going down the path you did. You're teaching them tools. You're working with ex-convicts. You're working with parolees. You've really dedicated yourself to a life of service.
One of the most powerful books I've ever read was Viktor Frankl's Man's Search for Meaning. And there's a line in there, he said, "Suffering ceases to be suffering the moment it has a meaning." And that really compelled me that my life and everything that I've been through can be used as a platform to inspire and teach. And so I partnered up with the Riverside County Probation Department, Chris Wright, and the amazing staff down at Riverside County Probation Department to implement my coaching materials into the juvenile facilities here. And I'm working with people like Desert Best Friends Closet and We Are One United to try and disseminate this material to the people that really need it, because I'm a byproduct of mindset coaching and self-help material. And so I know the powerful effect these things can have on people.
And the book, Hey White Boy, comes out. It is available September 1st in hardback, but you can pre-order the Kindle version now at Amazon.com. But you can also go to heywhiteboy.com and you can find a great deal about Sonny. But I appreciate you sharing, first of all, just sharing your story, because it's an important story to be told. Thanks for coming on the program.
Thank you so much, Pat.
Good to see you.